This is a Frank podcast.
Party. Science. Party. Science. Party. Science, everybody, let's hit it. Welcome to the Party Science Podcast, the podcast that is all sciencey, all party, all the time.
Beautiful, beautiful introduction. My name is Courtney Dawson. I am a comedian and I have dabbled in a bit of science myself.
Oh, and well, I am Dr. Joel Rindelab, and I have dabbled in a little bit of party. Well, here we go. What a beautiful team that we have today. A team as if it's a different any other podcast day that we do. Well, I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to see what beautiful science you're going to lay upon my feet. Well, today's episode is a little bit of a party pooper.
Oh, no one wants to be that guy.
No.
Are you ever that guy? Or ever a party pooper?
I have defecated at parties before.
That does make sense. Look, sometimes you got to go. I wouldn't say that I'm much of a party pooper generally. Like I'm usually the flat. Like I can sleep through anything. So if someone's having a party in the flat, go for it. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna complain. But I'm assuming that that's not what this study is about.
No, it is very much about fecal matter.
Okay, cool. I do know a little bit about fecal matter, so that's a good.
Yeah. Well, you're a
place.
mum as well, right?
I am, yes. So I have changed a couple of shitty nappies in my time. I'm not proud of it. I don't wish to go back to it. But I'm sure once my parents get older, I will have to. Yes, no, I am very familiar with poo. I can't remember if I've told the story on the podcast before. I've just recently told it that when I used to work at retail jobs, there is actually a lot of shit involved in retail. At our city store, someone just did a poop in the changing room.
Wait, what?
Yes. It is sort of in downtown. So someone just sort of came in and I guess they just couldn't hold it and did a poop in the changing room. Thank God I wasn't there. I have cleaned up a poo in the store, but it was the poo of about a 3-year-old child, which I was like, everyone was freaking out. And I was like, guys, relax. I've got this. This is my superpower.
But not a 30-year-old child.
Not a 30-year-old child. Thank God. There's nothing worse than just seeing a full adult human poo out in the wild.
I don't know. I would probably quit, to be honest.
And that's why you've invested thousands of dollars in your education so that you don't have to clean up shit.
Yes, I became a scientist specifically not to touch poo.
Yeah. But you still talk about it.
Yeah, well,
And that's brave.
funny enough, one of my mates who became a scientist, his first job out of uni was poo.
Was poo.
Yeah,
Well,
he was dealing with stool samples.
Okay. Well, there you go. Well, maybe it's not worth becoming a scientist sometimes.
It's unavoidable.
No, but hey, it's a natural part of being a human, and I really respect anyone who does deal with poo on a daily basis, and I respect you, and you are what makes this society run.
No shit. Right. So let's talk about the study because it's not just about poo. We're not here to just talk about the last loaf you pinched off or anything like that. We want to know what happens when you eat a Lego.
What happens when I think that I have a good idea of what happens when you eat a Lego. Can I just pitch what I believe?
Yeah,
my
please,
hypothesis is that you take a really spiky poo, and it comes out in your poo, and then you probably worry about the state of your anus, and then you flush it away, and that's that.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what I think.
That's what you.
Was it a mother that did this study?
So this is actually a real study. It's called Everything is Awesome. Don't forget the Lego.
I feel like so many of these studies have to be prefaced with, this is real, okay? This is a real study.
It was published in the Journal of Pediatrics and Child Health.
Okay,
So
good.
the idea is parents have kids and they're pretty fucking stupid.
They are exploring the world, thank you very much, Joel, and sometimes that is with their mouths.
I apologize. They are nature's little scientists.
Thank you. That's much better.
Yeah. And so they might eat like a coin or swallow their gum, right?
Which I sometimes still do.
Yeah. So were you ever told like don't swallow your gum, it'll stay
in you for 7 years?
For 7 years,
Yes, I did. Is there a study on that?
Well, this study basically
is that,
except
Okay.
instead of gum, it's a Lego.
Yes, that does make sense. That is a real thing that children like to eat. Yeah.
So spoiler, that's false.
What?
If you eat gum, you will poo it out.
Does it poo out? But it just does it get dissolved?
Yes, there are going to be mostly dissolved parts of it.
That's good to know, and I will not be changing my ways of
So
swallowing
you're
my
going to
chewing
start
gum.
swallowing more gum?
Absolutely. I've got a real bad habit that because I was on nicotine gum for a little while. I've just had a cigarette, it didn't work. But it's really spicy and like quite intense. So I would like just put it down somewhere, and then it would end up on my clothes or the clothes of my ex-boyfriend. And that's quite gross. So
you started eating it.
well, yeah. So sometimes I would just eat it to avoid the embarrassment of and the dry cleaning fees. So good to know. But what about Lego?
Legos. Well, I'm glad you asked. So this study basically wanted to see if parents should be worried that their kids are eating stupid things.
Okay, I would be.
So what they did is, which we'll get into the exact details of this poo-related study, but basically they found is that no, you'll poo it out in like 1 to 3 days. Don't freak out.
Okay, so I know that we're probably going to start getting into the methodology, but I'm assuming they weren't feeding children Legos.
They were not.
Okay.
No. They were feeding basically their colleagues.
Okay. Man, being a scientist just sounds wild, you
Yeah.
know? You're looking at poos, you're looking at the poos of your colleagues. Wow, all in the name of science. So they fed the Legos to... Wow, that would be really difficult to swallow. I don't know why kids can do it so easy. It would take me a lot to try and hone down a little... I'm assuming the single four square.
Well, let's get into methodology.
Let's get into it.
Methodology.
All right, welcome to the methodology section where we talk exactly how a scientist would figure out it takes 1 to 3 days for a Lego to pass through the digestive system.
I'm fascinated.
So what they did is they tried to recruit people for the study. So they got basically 6 colleagues, 6 other doctors, more or less.
Mm-hmm.
And they got them to eat a Lego, but not like one of these sharp, square 2x4 pieces. A Lego mini figurine head.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes way more sense. There's a video of one of me on my phone with a Lego head in my nose, and that was from a mere 1 month ago. So that does make way more sense than a little square guy.
Ooh, you could get that like stuck in your sinuses.
I know, but it looks so crack up. It looked like Mount Rushmore, you know, but in my nose.
Wow. I have no idea why you're still single.
I know. And I'm pretty sure I did do it to impress a man. There was a man right next to me, and I was like, check this out.
Did it work?
No. We're no longer seeing each other. So, okay.
Was it because of that?
I wish I could say it was. That would make more sense to me. So they ate a little Lego man. I want to know what kind it was. Did he have a wig on? Because they do have also wigs.
No. Just a standard, like the yellow smiley face one.
Okay.
We got to keep this standardized in science, right?
Absolutely. And
Maybe-
you don't want to choose the wrong color Lego either. There might be some. It might cause
Did you
some
play with a lot of
controversy.
Legos as a kid?
I did. I really liked Lego. I was mostly building like castles and houses. That was my main Lego bag. What about you?
So you were like making a mansion, basically.
Yes. Yeah. I was making the home that I would never own.
Man, yeah, that Lego house in Ponsonby is going for $2 million.
Absolutely. I was so delusional. Sometimes I used to go to school in Ponsonby and walk past these houses in Ponsonby and be like, yeah, I reckon I'll own one of those one day. Bitch, I can't even afford bloody. Anyway, I'm still renting at 34, and scientists are swallowing Legos.
They are swallowing Legos. Yeah, I played with a lot of Legos as well as a child.
What was your main construction you're going for?
I would get spaceships. Yeah, spaceships.
Oh yeah, classic spaceship. Well, they sell incredible Legos now. The ex-boyfriend who I was trying to impress by putting a Lego up my nose, he had like a Game Boy, and it's like fully like it's like a little TV with a little like Game Boy console, and you press the top of it, and if you wind the little Legos, then the screen changes. It's very complicated. And I tried to help, and I was absolutely no help. Turns out I'm not very good at building Legos, only putting them inside my orifices.
So you would maybe be good for this study then. Yeah, perfect at eating them. So what they did is they took 6 researchers who were basically their colleagues from the ages of 27 to 45. Mm-hmm. They fed them a Lego, and then they... the primary outcome for this study was the found and retrieval time.
Wow. Okay. So they're timing from how long it took to put the Lego in until the Lego come out.
Yes.
Okay.
So the found and retrieval time, the acronym for that, of course, is
what?
FART.
Oh, oh my gosh! I should quit comedy. That took me so long. Okay, so FART.
The FART score.
Yeah.
So the longer the FART score, the longer it took to digest.
These guys are taking the piss.
Well, this is a real study published. They also, another thing that they test, so that was the primary outcome was the FART score, but they also wanted to see how eating a Lego would change their digestion habits. So they also tested the stool hardness and transit score.
Okay. Transit?
Stool hardness and transit. So that is the SHAT.
How hard it was to get out?
Basically, what they did is they had people make a poo and then use the Bristol stool chart to classify that poo.
Oh, yes, I have seen that poo chart. Yeah.
And here it is.
Here it is. Oh, yeah.
So it's on a scale from 1 to 7. This is a real scientific thing where they'd score their poos, and then they would eat the Lego and then score it at the end.
Were they all eating the same thing during the study time?
They did not control for that. So
okay. Okay.
This is an exploratory preliminary study.
This is a prank study. There are 2 acronyms that are FART and SHART. Okay. No, I'm not disrespecting.
It's not SHART, it's SHAT.
SHAT. Sorry.
This is science. We got to be...
got to be precise.
Yes.
Details, people. SHAT, not SHART.
The SHAT score. And so you may be wondering, how do you know when the Lego comes out?
How do you know when the Lego comes out, Joel?
Well...
I bet you fucking know if it's coming out of your asshole.
This is just the thing.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I forgot that's not spiky.
The participants in the study also had to be researchers because they didn't want to make somebody else go through your poo.
Yes.
So you had to go through it yourself. So you had to check every bowel movement you made after eating the Lego to find it. It's a search and rescue mission.
Oh, search and rescue for little Lego mans. Oh, God. R.I.P.
And the results are 5 out of the 6 were able to get it.
Oh, one guy was just digging through his poo for no reason. Oh, God.
How'd you know it was a guy?
Well, because statistically, science, I don't know. I just statistically, I am a misogynist. Okay, guy in my world is gender neutral, but one person dug through this shit without rescuing their little soldier.
It was a male participant.
Yes! I was getting man vibes. Yeah, see, he was too grossed out. He couldn't...
He couldn't go... well, it was not scientific enough, basically. So that is another potential indication from the study is that females are better at sifting through poo than men.
And that's why they should be in the house cleaning the bathroom. It's just science.
Or they're actually just more observant and better scientists.
And more observant, better scientists, and not little pussies. That's why. Okay, so what are the rest of the results? Like, what's the result on the what's the SHAT results, man?
The SHAT results. So what they found out is that the stool hardness, their SHAT scores did not significantly change when they ate the Lego. So it did not impact like how they digested, more or less, or that's what they're proposing.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, that makes kind of sense. He's just a little guy.
Yeah, but it like when you eat things that are foreign to your body, sometimes that can have an impact on the consistency of your stool. So that's kind of what they were checking.
Okay. Yeah. That also tracks. But in fact, it did not have any.
Did not have an impact.
As far as they can tell
As
from
far
this
as they can
extremely
tell.
small sample that they did not control for the food. Yes. Okay. Awesome.
And what they found is that the fart score, so that's how long it took, that was averaged 1.71 days.
Okay, that's a pretty quick turnaround. Yeah, I mean, well, you know, sometimes you eat something with corn in it one night. It's coming back the next day.
1.71 days later.
Yeah. I'm going to have some tacos and conduct my own experiments.
You should just put a Lego instead of one of the little corn bits.
But just give it to my flatmate. So, Jen, how was your poos looking today? Didn't see any faces staring back up at you, did you? Okay, cool.
Yes. So the moral of the story here is that don't freak out if your kid eats a Lego head.
But their little bodies are so much smaller.
So yeah, that is a thing, that a child is not a small adult.
Yes.
And when researchers treat them that way, they often get into trouble and make assumptions that they shouldn't, which could, of course, impact their study. One thing that they noted here about the fart score, the retrieval of our Lego, if an experienced clinician, so these are the participants are experienced clinicians. So if an experienced clinician with a PhD is unable to adequately find objects in their own stool, it seems clear that we should not be expecting parents to do so. So the authors feel national guidance could include this advice.
Okay. I mean, I sort of get it, but I also think that as a parent, you're much more invested in making sure the little Lego is in your baby's shit than some guy who probably didn't even want to be there is looking through. But, you know, I any study that is like, hey, parents, take a load off, man. Don't trip yourself too much if you accidentally let your baby eat a Lego and then you couldn't find it in the poo.
I'm just looking at the authors here. So there's 6 co-authors. Half appear to be female. Half appear to have male first names. And they also mention, also don't forget the bubbles. So I think maybe they named the Lego head Bubbles.
Oh, that's gross. Because now I'm like, as if thinking about a little Lego in a poo is not enough. Now I'm thinking of a bubbly poo. And we've all had them. Haven't we all been there?
Wow. Well, so there we go. We learned that if your kid eats something like a Lego or potentially like a coin, don't freak out, and you probably don't need to go through their poo. But you still can.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So it's like probably not going to get lodged in there. The body's going to do what the body's going to do.
The body's good at what the body does.
And it's going to push it out. So really, what I'm understanding is this was a study done by parents to scientifically prove that I don't have to go through my baby's shit, okay? I actually deal with enough shit, both in my professional and personal life. No one should have to go through the shit.
Exactly.
I guarantee you, even if I read the study as a parent, I'd probably still be going through the shit, because that's what your job is as a parent, is to just sort of freak out about any and everything to do with your child. I mean, the good thing is that I feel like once the Lego is consumed, like that's the biggest like worrisome thing is that your baby's going to choke. So if it makes it to the stomach, just let the digestive system take its course.
Just let it rock.
Yeah.
What I want to see, maybe this is weird, but I want to see what happened to the Lego head. Did it make it through unscathed, or did like the stomach acid like
Jack his eyes up.
his eyes up, dissolve some of that paint? Because I mean, I wouldn't want to eat paint.
Imagine if Bubbles just comes out so withered and he's just like half melted. His half his mouth is going. He comes out looking like Two-Face from Batman. He's just like, ugh. Poor Bubbles. I wonder if they kept Bubbles. I reckon they did. I reckon they kept Bubbles in a little container to be crack up because the study is obviously done for a bit of a crack up.
Bubbles has seen some shit.
Yeah, he deserves a memorial.
Well, let's talk quickly about some of the limitations of this study. Limitations. Yo! All studies got them. Limitations, no problem. All right. The Lego study. Very small.
Very small.
Very small. 6 participants.
6 biased participants as well, some might say.
And it's not blinded, meaning they didn't have someone else go through their stool. They had to do it themselves. So there's, again, a source of bias. Also recognize that the stool hardness and transit score, the SHAT score, is not a perfect surrogate for underlying bowel pattern.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense.
But the fact that participants can shat themselves without specialist knowledge makes it an inexpensive tool.
You can't hear my eye roll, people listening on the podcast, but gosh. Nah, I'm into it. I like these little acronyms. Because they looked through the poo for themselves.
Yes.
And that's a limitation because obviously one guy
Couldn't do it.
Couldn't do it. Okay, I have a question about like the ethics of it because that is an important part of a lot of the studies we look at. Is that like, did they really have to go through an ethical process or like?
Absolutely.
Did they?
Yeah.
Do they have to do that all the time?
Whenever there's a human participant, yes. Even if you're going to like a school and just asking questions to people, you still need ethics approval for that.
Who's the ethics people?
So usually there's a committee at whatever institution you're at where you'll submit your application and they'll go through it and make you change things. They usually always make you change things, stuff that you didn't think about, or what are the potential downstream impacts of this study on your population or others. It's quite intense, and it's not just human studies, but of course any animal study as well. So you need to get approval to do this, and then there's always certain conditions. I'm saying a lot of words, and I can see your eyes just glazing over. So
it does happen from time to time.
Basically, anything you do, you're going to need ethics approval, and it's rigorous.
Okay, so the ethics council was like, okay, these guys are testing that on themselves. They've got hella silly acronyms. Let's do it.
Well, they don't have to tell them what their acronyms are.
Well, yeah, good job.
Yeah.
Good. That's a good thing. Okay, so they were just chill with them doing it on themselves. I guess these are obviously people who are adults and can make their own choices about what foreign objects they want to put in their body, as is their right and privilege.
So yeah, they had to prove that, or I guess have enough literature to say eating a Lego isn't going to harm you.
Right. Yes. Okay. That's what I want, because I was like, "What is it? Who are these guys? Who are these ethics guys? What? And who are these ethics guys? What are they like? Also scientists?
Yeah.
Guys, man or lady, or are they like philosophers?
No, they're usually experts in that exact that field in these types of studies. So
really?
It's a panel of experts. Yeah. So it's kind of like the peer review process where you want to submit your study. You just found this cool thing out. You send it to a group of experts, and then they tear it apart and tell you how terrible you are.
Okay. Wow. I wonder how long the process from this person's idea to the completion of the study takes.
This one seems pretty straightforward.
Yeah. Straight through you, some might say.
Yes. compared to some of these other clinical trials that can go on for years.
Yeah. Okay. Wow, that's crazy. Because as soon as you say the word council, like this, the ethics council, I just think of a bunch of like old dudes in robes meeting by the like the light of the moon. But it's not. It's serious people.
It's more like just a committee.
Okay. So
they're still wearing robes, but they're like shaped like a science coat.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Less hood. There's no hood. That's the difference.
The robes are more sort of ankle length.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Gorgeous.
Well, you want a long lab coat though,
to prevent accidentally spilling acid on yourself.
Yeah, that's right. That's one of the features, actually.
Although depending on the acid, could be a good time.
Different podcast. Different episode, I should say.
Okay, well, that's really interesting. And, I'm happy for these scientists. I mean, I'm not happy that they had to dig through their own poo, but they're obviously into it,
Well, except for that one dude.
Except for that one dude. He was, like, gagging the whole time. He couldn't look at his poo, just to spew every time.
What I want to know is, like, when did he stop searching? Like, did he keep going for, like, the whole week? Like, it's got to be here somewhere.
I reckon this guy took one little peekity peek in the bowl and was just like, look, I'm not doing it.
Like, just got, like, a chopstick out and, like,
the takeaway ones, please. Hopefully one of those stacks that he has from all of his Uber Eats when he didn't click the do not include utensils. Yeah. God, I'm getting way too into it.
I mean, I'm not going to lie, I've never sifted through my own poo.
No, I haven't. But I would if I needed to.
Science?
For science or for my own medical health.
Right, yeah.
Yes, then I guess I would. Who knows? Well, as far as I know, I did get the other Lego out, so hopefully I don't have to go sifting through my own shit anytime soon. Out of my nose, I mean.
Oh, yeah. Ugh.
That would be sore. I'd be more worried about my nasal passages than my digestive system.
When I was a small child, I put a piece of corn up my nose.
Yeah, okay.
But like one of those dried out hard pieces of corn.
Oh, they get lodged?
It never came out. I'm dead
Still
serious.
Still in there to this day.
Dead serious. I used to get a lot of sinus infections as a child.
Oh my God. What about now? How's your sinuses now?
Well, they removed my adenoids and my tonsils.
I don't know what an adenoid is, but maybe the corn was in there.
It could have been. So they did surgery and now I'm fine.
I have a friend who when she was a kid, she put a bit of sponge up her nose when she was in the bath, forgot about it. And then like 3 weeks later, she just started to stink. Yeah. And the sponge was rotting up her nose. She had to go to the doctor and get a couple of forceps. Yikes.
That'll fit in with your earwax videos, I'm sure.
Yes. Oh God, actually, I can't wait to get out of here and go and watch some earwax videos on the bus. That's my favorite pastime.
Jeepers, creepers. Okay, well let's just skip to what we learned here.
Yeah, we probably should have put a disclaimer to be like, hey, this is going to be real gross, and not just the study, all of our own anecdotes as well.
Learning, it's really cool. Learning, it's really cool.
What did we learn?
So a fun little study here. We found out that you can eat Legos.
Not a lot of nutritional values, although who knows? No one studied it.
Yeah, that was a limitation. They didn't say how Bubbles made it through.
What else?
I learned that you can publish this.
Yeah.
But I do. It's a fun study. I'm glad they did.
Me too. Yeah, I learned that sometimes scientists can be a little bit silly when they can come up with funny acronyms. I actually really, I like this study. I'm into it. Thank you, scientists from what university?
Melbourne.
Melbourne. Joel and I have just come back from Melbourne, and you know what? It's a pretty silly place. So that tracks.
Does this surprise you that an Australian group did this?
No, not at all. God, I love Australians. They cop a lot of flack, but they also sift through their own shit for science. So they've got to get 10 points for that, surely.
So a big shout out to the Western Hospital Footscray, University of Melbourne Medical School, Sydney Children's Hospital, University of South Wales, University of Queensland.
You've made the world a better place, and parents less scared, I hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
you said people are still going to go through shit.
they surely will. Sound off in the comments. Would you still search through your children's shit despite this study?
Well, now you can start tracking your SHAT scores.
Yeah. I don't know. As soon as you said tracking, I thought about swallowing a tracking device.
Oh, yeah, maybe that's what they could have done with this study is actually.
Yeah. It is a bad way to try and catch your boyfriend cheating because he'll simply just shit it out in 1.7 days. That's what I've learned. I'm always coming up with different ways to track my non-existent boyfriends. Because you never know.
You never know.
Okay, thanks, man.
All right. That has been Everything is Awesome. Don't forget the Lego.